Today I'm going to be making a video ranking every episode of BBC Narnia from my least favorite to my favorite. So, all 18 episodes, meaning all 6 episodes of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the 2 episodes of Prince Caspian, the 4 episodes of Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and the 6 episodes of The Silver Chair. So, number 8, we have the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 1. This episode, it had some good Narnia scenes, the scenes with Tumnus and the lamppost. Of course, that was when I was reading it. That was the first time I think I saw Narnia, so that was really cool to see in the thing. And this is a little more special to me than the Disney one, because, I watched this one first. And while I do like Disney one more, this one captures the special feel of the books more. And the Tumnus scenes did just that. So I almost feel like I wish I would just put this higher. But the thing is that, other than that, this episode is pretty boring, because there's so many scenes where they're just walking around the house, Lucy's crying, and they're not believing her, plus crying gives me PTSD, because, I just don't like seeing crying. But overall, though, it's not a bad episode, it's just kind of boring, so I'm like the other ones, a lot of the other ones a lot more. Number 17 is Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, episode 2. So, just Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe is not all be at the bottom. I do like this Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe ones a lot, and there will be ones higher than other ones. It's just the first two episodes of this are the two lowest in the list. Because, again, this one is kind of boring. I think the main reason Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe early episodes rank the lowest is because that's the one where it takes the longest for the main adventure to start. They keep going back to their own world before they go back, so there's a lot of scenes that aren't that exciting or interesting, where they're just hanging out in the house. And the house looks cool and stuff, but it's just not that interesting to watch, This is a little better, because we've just been Narnia for a little longer, and, Edmund sees the White Witch, and there's some more scenes in Tumnus's house, and, the food appearing, that part looked cool. Number 16 is the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, episode 1. Again, there's just a lot of the earlier levels lower in the list are just kind of boring. This is another one, not that exciting, plus I hate slavers and slavery. What puts it higher than the first episode of Lion, Legend of Wardrobe is seeing the other islands, that's what I like with Voyage on Treader a lot, is getting to see so much, the islands that are beyond in the ocean, and seeing all the buildings and stuff. It makes you wonder, what more is on the island and stuff. That part was really cool. I think my favorite scene of this is just Bern and Caspian walking around the island and talking to each other, because we get to see, some buildings and stuff in the island, and it just looks very cool. It looks kind of a fun place to be. It's just a really, that part was cool, but it's just overall kind of boring episode, and it has slavery in it. Number 15 is the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, episode 3. Because this starting to get a little more interesting than, it's kind of a big step from the last one. We see the, 2 islands on this, the 2 islands, we see 2 islands on this. We get the one with the, cephalopods, and that one has has Lucy having to say a spell, and that's not that cool. And the cephalopods, the cephalopods are funny. The cephalopods weren't, and neither this one or the Narnia one were anywhere funny as they were in the book, but they were still funny. And the Goldwater Island, that was pretty cool. The effects with the turning into gold were pretty good. It's not too exciting, but it was still a pretty fun episode. Number 14 is the Silver Chair, episode 1. You can kind of see already that the ones that are later on in the series later on in their season tend to get higher, because, the beginning of movies or books tends to not be as exciting as the ends. Silver Chair, episode 1, it's, again, like all of them, it's not that exciting, but there is a little more cool stuff, because it's in Aslan's country, and I really like seeing in Aslan's country. And it was kind of cool with, the talking owl. The costume was kind of bad, but it's better than the beaver costumes in the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe by 10 times. And they kept probably the funniest scene from the book in my opinion, which was second funniest parts are the stuff with the duffel bag. But I like that one scene where they're talking to Trumpkin, and it's like, the girls called Jill. What's that? The girls are all killed? I don't believe it. What girls? Who killed them? Nobody's been killed. Who's been killed? Nobody. Okay, you know what scene I'm talking about. That seems funny. Yeah, Silverchair episode 1. That's how I say in 14th place. Number 13 is Prince Caspian. Prince Caspian episode 1. Since Prince Caspian is a shorter, like it only has 2 episodes. That means episode 1 how it goes deepest into the story. That's probably why is my favorite. Episode 1 is my favorite of the Prince Caspian is my favorite of the episode 1s of BBC Narnia's. So we did see a little bit of fighting. I think there was a little fighting near the end. We definitely some like action, escape, fighting against the arrows, and some seeing the and running away from the guards, and seeing the dwarfs first. That was cool, and the talking badger. Though I really don't know why they made Truffle Hunter a girl. Number 13 is the Silverchair episode. Did we miss episode 2? This seems. No, yeah, What? Just a minute. Okay, yeah. Okay, Silverchair episode 2. Sorry, this is a spoiler list. I should make sure. Yeah, so Silverchair episode 2. Yes. This one was pretty cool because we got to see the owls. We got to see the backstory of the Rillian. Why am I seeing too many thes? Of Rillian, and that scene was kind of cool. But the snake was kind of cool, and there was the music in that scene was pretty good. And the one thing I'm gonna say about BBC Narnia is that the production value is pretty bad. I think the best thing about them is the music, especially the main theme song. The main theme song is really good. I like the music. I just like the music in these a lot. But yeah, I really like the music during the backstory about Rillian, and it helps set the tone for the rest of the Silverchair. And Puddleglum, he's kind of annoying, but I do like it though as a character. He is funny. Yeah, this is just kind of a funny episode. It's fun to watch. Okay, number 11 is The Void of the Dawn Treader episode 2. I like this one more than episode 3 because of the dragon stuff. Because the dragon costume, it wasn't great, but it was probably the best costume in BBC Narnia. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good, especially for BBC Narnia. Like I said, it was probably the best one in BBC Narnia's. Except for maybe Aslan, but I thought Aslan was maybe wasn't he a puppet or something? Maybe the dragon was a puppet too. I don't know. The dragon look realistic, and the dragons are really cool, and I love the dragons. And I like the story of the Void of the Dawn Treader when I was reading the book about Eustace. But Eustace turning into the dragon and how it helped him get redeemed. And that is just a cool story, and I just like about this is the episode was about Eustace turning into a dragon and turning back, and so it was just kind of cool because I like dragons. Number 10 is the Silverchair episode 3. It's the one where we get some. I like how we saw the ruins with Ruin City and the snow and stuff. We couldn't quite tell what's Ruin City yet. And Jill had that creepy dream near the end. That was kind of that part. And I like the giants because they're they're so big and it looks kind of cool seeing them tower over the main characters. And it just sits, and the ending it has a kind of cliffhanger ending. And if you've seen and of course anyone who's seen episode 2 and has seen the flashback to Rillian, the story of Rillian, knows that woman is bad, so it's extra oh no to watch that. So that's how it was cool. Okay, episode 9 is for episode 4. I think the scene that is shown on the screen right now with the girls and those plants, that might be my favorite. That shot might be my favorite shot in the whole of the BBC Narnias because it's just so cool. Because they're they're underground, far underground, and to see these little cool looking plants that are actually pretty well made, especially for this show. it just, that part just seems, that place just looks really cool. I could, like, spend a whole day walking around looking at those plants if I was actually there. That's awesome. That's the episode. It's okay. It's pretty cool, It's like them walking around the ground, seeing Father Time. Though Father Time looked way cooler in the book, in my head, than in this. I'm still waiting for someone to make a big, like, budget silver chair. Hopefully Netflix will do all 7 of them, and hopefully they'll do them, like, actually good. They won't mess them up, put a bunch of stuff in it that's wrong. Hopefully they can even make it better than the Disney ones. I would like a mix of them, because with the, like, captured spirit of the books like this one does, I really doubt they'll do that. But still with the big production value of the Disney ones, which I'm sure they'll do that. Yeah, I hope they do all 7. I know they're starting with your nephew. That's at least another step toward in the right direction. But yeah, so Silverchair episode 4. I pretty much only know it for this shot, honestly. Like, I love this. I love the story, walking around the castle stuff, and there's a really dark, serious scene where they find out that they're eating talking stag. The main thing I have to say about this episode is that shot. Okay. Number 8 is this Prince Caspian. I think it's because every book other than Prince Caspian starts with the. That's why you keep calling it the Prince Caspian. Prince Caspian episode 2. This one has 2 fight scenes in it. That's my reason that's at number 8. Well, there's actually technically 3 if you count the mini fight scene against the hag and the werewolf. This episode was cool because, it just has a lot of fight scenes, and I like fight scenes. They're pretty good fight scenes, and episode, overall, it was just a fun episode. With some of the cool, the Narnia creatures, then the Aslan's Howl, and, the main thing is about the battle scenes. Okay, number 7 is the Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, episode, 3, I think? No. Wait a minute. Don't look if you don't want spoilers. Okay, yeah, you can look again. Yeah, episode 3. Yeah, this one is cool. We get to meet the beavers again. We get to meet the beavers. The costumes are terrible, but there's something I just like about Mr. Beaver as a character, so it made up for that. And we'll see a lot. Well, like the word Don Treader and the Line of Vision Wardrobe, seeing that forest, because I think that forest might be my favorite thing about the Line of Vision Wardrobe, because it just looks like a place you could actually go to, but it has it is Narnia, so it's just really cool. That a lot of scenes in that, and Edmund going to the White Witch. The parts are cool. Number numbers. I'm good remembering numbers. Okay. Number 6, the Line with War, episode 6. This has a battle scene. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's almost is a battle scene, with some scenes that are reading about the battle that aren't that interesting, and then the ending. So it's not as exciting as it should be for a battle scene, especially since the battle scene itself isn't that good. But it's still a battle scene episode. It still shows some of the witches' cool, creepy creatures, and my favorite part was probably that frog creature. But yeah, it was a fun battle episode. Number 5 is the Line of Vision Wardrobe episode 4. Yeah, like for this, there's a lot of walking through the forest, and I love seeing the forest. It looks, cause I already told you why. Plus we have the scenes in the witch's castle. Those scenes are really cool. And I like the little hint of seeing the reindeer before we meet Father Christmas, because we just see the reindeer walking around. It's a little hint that someone is coming there who, uses reindeer. Okay, number 4 is the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, episode 4. This one I liked a lot more than the Dawn Treader episodes, because it was a lot more interesting, because you saw a lot more the end of the world and stuff. They're floating through the lilies. We see Aslan's Country. I think we saw Aslan's Country. I can't remember. Pretty sure going into Aslan's Country was really lame. That would look so fake, but whatever. It was just fun to see the end of the world and stuff. and then the little piece of land at the end of the world, with the grassy hills and the little trees, probably flat, whatever. It also makes me like kind of wonder like is there anything on that little almost island? It's a pretty like mysterious and cool thing. I like episode 4 of the Voyage of the a lot. Number 3 is the Silver Chair, episode 5. We see more of like the underground stuff with the Earthmen. The Earthmen are really cool. So they also said episode 4. So I was just talking about that one shot with the plants. And then we see some we see Prince Aurelian, and he's just he's going kind of crazy and he's kind of creepy. He's tied to this chair, then like the best part of the episode is when he says in the when they find out, he says like in the helping the name of Aslan, and then it's just like, if you've seen the episode, know about the science, and that seems like a really like. Of course, you might not be that surprised. Some people might be guessing. If you haven't seen the book, might be a little like kind of guessing that's really, but it's still like a really like. If you weren't guessing that's really surprising. Even if you weren't, it's still like a cool scene. Oh man, it's just really cool to see like the underground place. It makes me like think. One thing I love when you see little like places, little houses, little rooms and stuff, and you're wondering like what's it like to be on that, what's it like to be over in that hill, what's it like to be in that building, and this gives me a lot of that. Number 2 is the Silver Chair, episode Silver Chair, episode 6. Has a green snake in it. Oh, something about the Voyage of the Dawn Treader episode 2 and 3 that I really liked was this sea serpent. It was too short for my liking, but it was really creepy and it was cool. Yeah. So, but like, and then the scene was like they're escaping the underground. That part was cool. It was a nice ending, especially when we got to see like Caspian come back to life in New Zealand as a country. I love that part, and. My favorite part, of course, we all know the best part of this episode. That's like Puddleglum's speech against the like underground witch right before it turns into a snake about Narnia. That part was awesome. So this is a really cool episode. But my favorite episode of BBC Narnia is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 5. This is just really cool because we get to see a lot of the Narnia. We get to see a lot of like their camp, their the animals. When the queen is talking about Aslan, about the deep magic, it's just so cool because it just sounds like what she's thinking about. It seems like the tree has written on, the stone is written on. This sounds so mysterious and so old. There's so much mysterious references in that to stuff that we don't really know about. It just really gets like your imagination going. It just makes you wonder like, what are those things? Where are those things? And this in the it just seems really cool. It's like there's so much mystery about that, and then we get Aslan's sacrifice. It's a good metaphor for Jesus dying on the cross, which is that's a great scene in the Bible. It's very important, one of the most important events in the world's history, because especially for Christians, well, obviously that's just why it's important, but. So we can be Christians, but I liked the episode. I like seeing the witches scary creatures, and it's even cooler when you see it. It made episode 6 cool. So I say that episode 6 is when when Aslan comes back from the dead. That was really cool. It's just a really cool episode. And so that's my list of the BBC Narnias from my least favorite to favorite. If I want to know what my least favorite of the shows themselves, that would be in last place, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I like the book so much, but it's did a kind of boring job of adapting it into the into this. Then Prince Caspian. There was a lot of battle scenes in it. It was kind of cool. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had the walk through the forest. Had the special spirit of the book the most, and my favorite Silver Chair because it's my favorite of these 4 books anyway. It's like the favorite adventure and stuff. And you go through against the episodes. Number 18, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 1. Number 17, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 2. Number 16, Voyage of Dawn Treasure, episode 1. Number 15, Voyage of Dawn Treasure, episode 3. Number 14, Silver Chair, episode 1. Number 13, Prince Caspian, episode 1. Number 12, Silver Chair, episode 2. Number 11, Voyage of Dawn Treasure, episode 2. Number 10, Silver Chair, episode 3. Number 9, Silver Chair, episode 4. Number 8, Prince Caspian, episode 2. Number 7, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 3. Number 6, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, no, 5, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 6. That was number 6. Number 5 is Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 4. That was number 5, yeah, episode 4. Number 4, Voyage of Treasure, episode 4. Number 3, Silver Chair, episode 5. Number 2, Silver Chair, episode 6. And number 1, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, episode 5.